Welcome back. We need to level up to 7, and I'm a little tired of micromanaging the pets, so I think we'll retrain Shadowheart as well. Alright, so level up. We're going to keep Gale as a sorcerer. We'll take a look and see what our sorcerer options are here. We've got Dimension Door, great spell. I think we can get by using scrolls of this. We've got Ice Storm, which is different from the fire spells that Gale's been specializing in. So in addition to doing some damage, we also can coat the ground, make it hard to deal with. This might be something that we are interested in. We've got Confusion. Confusion's pretty good. Gale will be able to push his spell DCs pretty high. They're already pretty high. And so we can take an entire group and have it do something ineffective. Polymorph's not great. Dominate Beast, not great. Blight could be good if we're going to do something like Twin It. Stone Skin's pretty bad. So I'm really thinking Ice Storm is probably better than Wall of Fire for us. We've already got a lot of fire capability, and the wall is situational to try to move people through it. So we can take that for now. Other strong contender, we could take Hypnotic Pattern to try to lock people down. Or Sleet Storm, which is one of the more powerful control effects that there are. Astarion's got this as well, so I don't know that we necessarily need it. Gale does damage, so dropping 2 Ice Storms is probably better than needing to concentrate on Wall of Fire. Take a look at the spells that we have access to. This all looks pretty good. Featherfall's getting a little tired. And we might, if we're going to respec Shadowheart, we might be able to get rid of that and replace it with Misty Step. For Astarion, we're just going to continue advancing as a druid. We're going to pick up Conjure Woodland Being, which is a really powerful summon, and Minor Elemental. We'll pick up Ice Storm as well, and Wall of Fire for those situations where we really need to lay a wall down. Because he is a Spore Druid, he's picking up Blight and Confusion as well. So a lot of great spells that we get at 4. We'll just click into anything here. We're going to retrain her as soon as we're done. And our monk, we're done leveling monk for now. So we would get Stillness of Mind, which is questionably useful, that we would want to automatically cast this to remove the condition. Evasion's not bad. We're going to start leveling up, and we've got a couple of options here. We can choose fighter and pick up a fighting style. Here, defense is not bad. We could also maybe pick up archery to give us access to a little bit better to hit with bows. Sometimes we're not able to get into hand-to-hand combat. So we could pick up great weapon fighting maybe if we wanted to use one of the monk staffs. Our other option is we can go for a rogue and start heading towards the thief subclass. That's 3 levels in, but it'll give us an extra bonus action, and our bonus action is usually used for an extra attack or sometimes an extra 2 attack if we're using topple. We also pick up some additional proficiencies, so we can specialize in athletics and sleight of hand, giving us somebody who's actually good at picking locks. So given those options, I think I'd rather go thief. Eventually I think we'll probably want to pick up both 4 levels of thief, 4 levels of rogue, and 2 levels of fighter to get action surge. But this looks okay to me, so that's what we're going to go with. So we'll have the option to get uh, a little bit of extra damage from sneak attack. So we'll sometimes get an additional d6 if we've got something else next to us, and that's something that Gale can arrange because he's got access to Shovel, and Shovel is capable of generating threat even while invisible, so we should be able to place Shovel and make sure that Karlach can do this additional d6 every round. And then in a couple of levels we'll get our additional bonus action, and that's really what we're here for.
I wonder what the next move is. Got to press on.
Let's have Shadowheart come up here, and we'll swap over to Bard, I think. So we'll keep the Super Spy kind of concept that Shadowheart has and the Archer thing that we've been doing, and we'll maybe even go into Cleric after this.
Dost thou require a new ally? As thou
I'm beside myself with managing the pets. They keep getting stuck on stuff and getting lost, and I'm just kind of done. For Bard, our strongest cantrips are Minor Illusion to reposition enemies and Mage Hand. We already have someone that has Minor Illusion, so we could pick up something else if we wanted to. Knowing that we're going into Act 2, light would not be terrible. We'll pick up Featherfall. Gale just walked away from that. We can pick up Disguise Self. It's a good option to have to make use of the Shapeshifter's Ring. Thunderwave is a pretty good area of effect that's really local. We've already got Longstrider on Asterion. We can pick up Sleep. We can swap out spells with a Bard. What would Shadowheart play? We have the Spider's Lyre. Maybe we'll have her be a lyre person. She is a liar by profession, a Sharan priest. So we've got 16 charisma, 16 dexterity. That is probably the stat outlay that we're looking for. If we want to have her mix in a little bit of wizardry, so we could take a level of wizard and pick up some additional spells like summoning spells, counterspell, that sort of thing. Counterspell is dumping 5 levels of wizard, so it's a big investment. But picking up summon elemental or something only requires 1 level of wizard. We would want a little bit of additional intelligence without having to lock in necessarily to using the helm that gives us an intelligence of 17. That is a maybe. I think this is okay. We don't really need the strength. We might want the wisdom if we're taking levels of cleric, though. Let's go heavy into wisdom for the additional cleric slots, and then if we want to play the wizardry game, we can. We'll take athletics, and then deception and persuasion are fine. We might also decide to go for Arcana. There's a couple of Arcana checks that are difficult later on. I think Asterion probably will handle them. We could also pick Perception to notice items on the ground. This can be good. I don't think that we're going to be having Shadowheart do the face work. It'll probably be Gale is still going to be good at it, if not maybe better at it. So we can also pick up Sleight of Hand. We're going to lose access to heavy armor while we're doing this. There's another option we could take. So rather than a strong caster bard, we could take a strong bow bard, which would be, again, 6 levels of bard, 2 levels of fighter, 4 levels of thief. to pick up action surge and the additional bonus action attack. But in keeping Shadowheart as a cleric, I think is in character. So we'll play a mixed caster. We're gonna have healing word from cleric once we get to it. Bard at level 3, we've got some more spells. Knock is really handy to have. I think we'll take Shatter. We'll choose for our subclass the College of Swords and 2-weapon fighting. The benefit that the fighter thief bard has got is that it's got both archery and 2-weapon fighting, so it's going to have a higher to hit and the same damage. We've got to pick some proficiency, expertise. We'll take expertise in athletics and sleight of hand, so she'll be our major lockpick. We can replace a spell, and sleep and heroism are both not that great. We'll take knock. Invisibility is also maybe good, but we're not going to be doing very much sneaking. More cantrips. We'll take light this time since we're going into Act 2 here pretty soon. Heat metal's not bad. Silence is okay. Hold person. We're not going to be super stellar at firing these things off. There is a ring late game that would allow us to maybe make use of this. Calm Emotions is situationally good, but we should eventually get it from Cleric. I think we'll take Enhance Ability. This will allow us to get past skill tests, maybe. We already have that on Asterion, though. Yeah, I guess we'll take Invisibility. It'll be a way to get out of situations that we're in. And we can get rid of Heroism and instead pick up Silence, maybe Cloud of Daggers. Cloud of Daggers is not terrible. I think we'll take Calm Emotions. For our feet, we're going to do the same thing. We'll take Sharpshooter. At level 5, the real standout here is Glyph of Warding. It is easily configurable. Does kind of all of the things that you might want it to do. So it's similar to a Fireball, but you can select the elemental type. This allows her to do some combos with Asterion, maybe where Asterion would throw down water area, and she could throw down lightning or cold, and then Asterion could follow that up with Call Lightning. Not bad. 6 is the big level here. We're picking up extra attack. We'll pick up Hypnotic Pattern. We might be able to force some folks into the charm. Take a look at our spells. Calm Emotions is maybe the one that we're not super certain about. I don't think we'll use Stinking Cloud. Plant Growth is okay, but we've got a Fire Wizard, so probably not going to get used a lot. Fear is also pretty good. But the next act is full of things that are kind of immune to it, so. Alright, at 7 we're going to stop taking levels of Bard. We'll pop over and start into Cleric. Resistance and Guidance. We won't take Sacred Flame. We can take Thaumaturgy. That would give us advantage on Intimidation and Performance checks. Probably not going to come into play at all. I think we'll take Blade Ward. Produce Flame is okay. For the domain, we're not going to take Trickery, we'll take Tempest. This will allow us once in a while to do maximum damage with a glyph that we've got. Again, if we are wanting to prepare for that, we can have Asterion drop some water and we can do max double damage on a glyph, which is pretty good. We pick up a couple of additional history might come into play, medicine probably not at all. We'll pick up persuasion. And then we've got some spells we can prepare. Something next to us. This is actually not bad. Command also not terrible, but our wisdom is a little lower than our charisma. We might also think sanctuary is pretty good. So we picked back up, when we picked up Tempest, we picked back up heavy armor proficiency. So let's double check our equipment now, see what we're doing, and what equipment we could be using that we're not. So getting a little extra damage from this. Ring of Flinging, we're not really throwing anything. Haven't and aren't really planning on it. We can get resistance to lightning damage and electrocution if we're going to actually be doing the lightning water. Advantage on charm, not probably going to come into play. Invisibility is not bad for Karlach. Evasion might be okay if we're planning on having Gale run in. Let's see, if we've got the Absolute Span, we deal an additional thunder damage with spells and attacks. That's going to be something we'll stick on Shadowheart eventually, I think, but not quite yet. I guess the reason that we've got that equipped is that we don't really have any other better options. Except maybe, yeah, we can balance out the armor class a little bit here. So it looks like we're proficient in light armor. An advantage on con saves is pretty good, maybe for Asterion. I am thinking that... What is Wrath going to give us? With melee weapons, yeah, probably not very good for us then. Patient defense. Might be interesting. What kind of action is patient defense? I'm not even seeing it. Maybe it's something that's only in combat. There we go, it's this one. It's a bonus action, and it costs key. I think we're going to keep our key for doing damage. So we'll pass on that. As a bard, Shadowheart's mostly dexterity based, so let's see about what weapons we might want to use. We could pick up the Falar Luve and a shield, or 2 weapons. technically capable of using this greatsword as well. All right. I think we're just giving Asterion a second attack here. Gale's got his 2 staves. Is there anything that we're not using? What does Asterion got? Hellrider's Pride. Resistance to all that damage is not that bad. Let's double check our spell book and make sure, are we even equipping? We do have Healing Word. I don't think we have Mass Healing Word. Alright, so we at least have it. Alright, so I think that is enough respecking. Let's go solve the puzzle. So we'll hop back to Rosymorn.
Onward.
And we'll want to rest before we actually resolve the puzzle, but we can get the bits for it right now. And I'm not sure why Shadow Hearts just decided to stop.
Lovely day this. For now.
So we'll climb on these nudge vines all the way up to the top. There we go. Okay. Let's summon our cheeky Quasit. And we'll have it become invisible. This is just to be able to give Karlach access to
What's next?
sneak attack. Actually, let's go ahead and we'll have everybody crouch down.
The mission has to come first.
So we've got a couple of angry eagles up over here. Let's see if we can get a shot on them with our hand crossbows here. Doesn't look like we're high enough. I think that this platform might be too far away. It is. We might be able to minor illusion them over. We can give that a try. And while we're at it, let's do a little preparing. Drop into turn-based mode and do a weapon dip. Throw up minor illusion over here. And if we're lucky, the birds will move. into range.
Secrecy above all.
There we go. So we've got a shot on the ancient giant eagle here. The bard has a unique ability. The swords bard has a unique ability to do flourishes, weapon flourishes. So we've got several to choose from here. We're most interested in slashing flourish. We did this a little bit in the last playthrough as well. So this allows us to attack up to 2 enemies at once, which is a bit of a misstatement because it can be the same enemy. We can just basically shoot twice with one attack. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we can see that we've done almost the entirety of its health in one attack. Let's take a look at sight lines. I'm going to have trouble bringing up anyone else into the combat with this. So we've got one final shot. We'll go ahead and take it and see if maybe we can clean up at least part of the sight line. Not quite. So we've still got 1 hit point left. So I feel like there's a good shot that honor mode could be actually reclassified to 1 hit point left mode.
Yes.
Alright, let's take a look. We know that we can drop the eagle with a magic missile. We've got a few of those left. So let's do 1, and then we'll put the rest of them into the other eagle. Now if we take a look at our sight lines,
What's the plan?
we can see that this area is entirely open and we can bring things in. We'll just get to where we could attack. And we're invisible, so we can walk around anywhere we'd like.
Don't be shy. Shadow lag.
We'll come in and take a look at this one. And we've got our passive set for radiant damage, which is fine. These guys aren't resistant to much of anything. So we'll do Flurry of Blows Topple, see if we can knock it down.
I'm heating up.
And I would have thought we would be getting our... Maybe because it's not in combat. Let's see. Let's test it. I don't think we should be able to do enough damage. Or maybe just the monk attack isn't a fist weapon, or isn't a finesse weapon. That might be. Let's just real quick take a look at sneak attack. So we would need to, that's sneak attack range, sneak attack melee. Yeah, no melee weapon equipped. Must be wielding a finesse weapon in the main hand. So we'd have to swap out for a dagger or something in order to get that to work. So the reason that we're here is not to get sneak attack damage. The reason that we're here is to get the extra bonus action. And perhaps some skill stuff.
Let's get on with it.
So we've got our Feather Fall on Shadowheart now. And Mysterion is probably the actual strongest because he's got the club that gives him strength. We've got the Holy Lance Helm. We'll do a little radiant damage if someone attacks us and misses. And we've still got several rounds left of Featherfall. We're going to come down here. This is a breakable piece of wall. And behind we can reveal this Guardian of Faith. And our party's going to climb down some roots that are back over here and join us. And we're basically just going to do range damage to this thing. The other weapon that we're looking for is inside. Alright, so we'll have Shovel go invisible.
Yeah, it was ripe with magic.
And upset it. And with Sharpshooter running, we're basically not going to be able to hit at all. So 15% is really, really low. We'll turn that off just for now.
Shall we dance?
Let's cook with fire, baby.
Allow me to demonstrate.
I do have hand crossbow. I could have shot. This is just the Guardian of Faith is immobile. It can't move, so there's no reason to take any damage from this combat at all. It's just tedious because it's got a really high armor class.
Put 'em up.
And the opening makes it difficult to target. Alright, so with that destroyed, we'll head inside. And what we were here for is this ceremonial battle axe and this very easily missed gilded chest with a few scrolls in it, so not too bad. There's a hole in the window here. We could hop out and hop down. So we were looking earlier for a way in.
While before there's another chance to rest.
Yes.
Here is one of those. And there is some experience to be had for doing this, so we'll make our way through this and then back.
No time to dally.
So we'll cast Featherfall and do a jump down. There's other ways in here. So we could just come through this door. There's some broken boards here that lead into the area. We were just over here. Just above us is where that guardian spirit is at.
We must keep going.
But we get a little bit of experience for hopping down. And we'll open the front door. And we're just going to head back to the Rosymorn Monastery waypoint. So I believe we have all three of the ceremonial weapons that we need. Don't actually need to be ceremonial weapons. You even could just have the weapons with you. Any weapons of the correct type will work. So I forget what the Wizard Bane oil. Yeah, probably not interested in making a bunch of that. We haven't really been playing the alchemy game, and I probably could. It's a little more interesting to do with a devoted transmuter where you can double your potion output.
Making me sweat.
Let's see. I think Karlak is probably our actual best rogue at the moment, just because she's got advantage from her armor. This is the puzzle we're going to solve. We'll do it tomorrow because there's a benefit for the whole day afterwards. If we come out here, there's a dig spot, which we actually got. It's nice. And we can climb up these, and we've just got the key for this chest, I think. The rusty key.
All right.
And what do we got? A scroll of Revivify. Probably worth the amount of a lockpick. How good are we now, anyway? Very.
Karlak incoming.
And then we'll move back down. And here we'll take our rest.
Excellent choice.
So Gale's a little low on spell points. We're going to head into the actual Gith Crush. We're going to want to have all of our resources available to lay into them.
Attention.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
So let's head to camp and end the day. Karlak is going to tell us her engine's running hot.
My engine. We need to catch up with Damon. See if he's thought of a way to fix this thing. If it can be fixed.
We're supportive. We'll say that we'll find him.
Sure we will. You leave your left flank wide open. If I'm ever not...
She cares about us. That's her way of showing she cares, is trying to help us survive fights. We're going to get our little owlbear.
Revealing a ragged wound.
We'll attempt to heal this. We're terrible at it. We'll add Bardic Inspiration from Shadowheart. We make it.
As the wound closes,
The little beast's quite...
And we pick up Cub Tamer. If we'd have failed it, we would have used Inspiration on that. So, kind of cool to have the owlbear cub. I don't think we're going to have it as an ally long term. Keeping the owlbear as an ally at the end of the game requires that Daman survive, and I don't know that he's going to. We'll see.
Are you hungry? Better give you extra so you don't nibble on me in the night. Now.
dog pants through a ball held firmly in his mouth.
Go with Sleight of Hand. Take Guidance. Didn't make it. Doesn't matter with Scratch. We'll just try again. So we'll take Continue and do it again. And we got it.
He relinquishes the ball. It is well chewed and slick with
Give him a little pet, though I don't think we get attitude adjustments. Scratch's Ball allows us to summon Scratch. So we are collecting familiars at this point in time. We got a couple of them. We'll get a couple more before we're done. All right. So let's get ready to head back in. We'll leave camp. And we'll be here at the puzzle. This is a good place to end this video. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.